looks like we loot the prototype ship that X6 was flying. There were instructions on how to find us open on her monitor. H got some encrypted files transferred over to the Gypsy. Performed a quick medical check on her, and everything seems physically normal, but there are lots and lots of surgical scars on her arms and hands. We get her settled. Her mission was to get the file back. We head to Altair to deliver the tea set, and during our conversations, we wish to eliminate or try and figure out who of our erstwhile allies were responsible for the EST, for finding out that we had the general, which like the only people who could have known were probably Boone and then Captain Williams and possibly Anna.
No.
Not Anna. What was her
Abby.
name?
Abby.
Abby. I knew it was an A name. So, process of elimination. We call up Boone and find out that he's being tortured by some super creepy, turtlenecked, ESR guy? No, ESB guy. ESB guy.
Very
named
handsomely.
Alice. Kira manages to lie her way through the phone call, and he totally bought it. And try to trace his location, find him in an Estron space station near the frontier, near where we met Boom, some sort of portable space station. According to 6, he will be on the 3rd floor. And we make our plans to try and cut our way into the shitter of the 3rd level to get him out. Kira calls Abby. She's on a ship and is excited because she is now fucking loaded and living in luxury because the financiers love the Sentries and they totally found out about us and where we were going from Abby, though it doesn't seem as though she did it maliciously or that equalizes what she has done. But she's currently on her way to some other space station. Hopefully she's going where they told her she was going. Yeah. And H spent some time converting the dragon's laser into the laser cutter, and we arrive in Altair and deliver the tea set. They are very weird. We deliver it to a harassed personal assistant and managed to get an extra 500 units thanks to Kira's amazing negotiation skills, which involve lying. That's where we left off.
Indeed.
I don't think I missed anything, Dan. Did I miss anything important?
The space station's called Euclid, and it's circling the planet Vinter, and I still can't find the guy's name, the evil dude. Who runs the place?
Tallis.
Tallis.
Talliss.
Right.
He's in charge of Project Hecate, I have in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
He is. So you guys are basically just leaving Altair after the very strange interaction that you had there with several more units in your collective pocket. Where are you heading for? What's the course?
Did we get our share of that doled out to us?
Did we just like put it all into the
Didn't we, yeah,
Oh, that's right. We put it all into the
fund
fund. That's great.
to buy that
Put it all into
docking collar thing, right?
yeah, umbilical unit. Okay, cool. So what's the best way to the Euclid, y'all reckon?
I think we need to think about taking some lesser known travel paths. If that's at all possible.
If you want to get there
Exactly.
quickly, not really. At least to begin with, the fastest way down there will be the Interasset Highway. You guys don't have access to the Bright network, so you can't really go that way. So yeah, you'll pretty much have to fly down to Zuva, and then to the frontier from there. As per the last time you went to the frontier, the same way basically.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take some of those paths when we get to the frontier. Try to shake off anything that we picked up on the Interasset.
Hopefully we'll be lucky. Are we running under a different signature right now?
I believe so.
I mean, we can be.
And if not, I will make it so.
Yeah, that is my way of saying hi. We should make that so, probably.
Turn on your VPN.
Sponsored by NordVPN.
Makes sense.
For sure.
Don't suppose anybody's got experience infiltrating a giant science space station?
Oh yeah, we used to do it all the time back when we were kids.
Did it in my sleep.
Right. Well. Guess I am kinda the experience whenever it comes to clandestine operations, huh?
Probably.
So, trick is those, as soon as you're found out, it all goes to shit. So you try to go as far as you can without getting caught. And we're getting Boone out and a bunch of other folks, right? Do we know where the other folks are going to be?
X6 at the prison block, probably?
Well, it's not really prison block, but yeah, the science level, she says. And you
So same
remember,
level.
yeah. So there's basically top level is like the operations of the ship. The second level is like science and where everyone's kept. The third level is habitation for like guards and scientists. And the bottom level is the cargo bay.
And right now, our plan is to cut our way into the science level, right?
Yeah, we got
Currently,
the
yes.
sense. Oh, you go.
Yeah, that's what you had said.
Yeah.
I think because she like drew out kind of roughly the levels and what what defenses it had, and it seemed like the easiest way rather than full frontal assault or going through the normal docking bays was to try and do our weird, stretchy passageway thing, latch onto the side where they're not really looking, and then cut our way through.
Alright.
And then hang on tight with the umbilical cord to get everyone into our ship.
How many
We all
people
have
with what'd you say?
So do we all have silenced weapons and things?
Oh, ma'am.
We might need to rectify that if possible.
If we all go past Zuva.
I'm gonna off ship on Zuba.
Are we going past any other station?
Yeah, so if you take the highway, you'll be going past First Century again and Zuva.
Okay, so we could maybe do it at First Century and then just skip Zuba.
Yeah,
Give it a wide berth.
definitely viable.
Okay. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks. Just trying to
No problem, no
recap
problem.
our plan. Alright, so I guess it's just stop by and First Century for silencers and
Any other stealth gear we can get our hands on? Anything you recommend?
I do have a mighty fine stealth suit that I got in Zuba Station. Not sure if that might be something that we can pick up for everybody, but could keep an eye out for them.
Probably would be wise to look for 'em.
Is it like something that we can do, like arrange purchases at these stations ahead of time?
Yeah, definitely. If you like call up certain stores and things, you can definitely buy stuff in advance and
Yeah,
have it collected.
So yeah, can we do that then? Try and see what silencers and stealth suits we can acquire at First Century.
All right, make me an investigation check.
Oh, can I have help from somebody?
Was this the place where you went to the big alien guy who sold you the weapons last time?
Mm-hmm.
So you have a bit of a rapport.
Mm-hmm.
It may not
suppose
sell you out
anyone-
immediately. Investigation.
Anybody wants to help? Yeah.
Yeah, I could look for a few stores. See if there's
Sure.
anything that might pique our
Ooh,
interest.
that's a kraken.
Oh,
Oh damn.
Which makes it like a 21, I think.
Nice.
Or a
Yeah, so
19.
you find
Thank you.
the same place, as well as a like much kind of smarter, more like upstanding looking place called Halberd Munitions. That's set up on First Century as well, like a level above the greasy dude whose name I've forgotten, because I foolishly thought he wouldn't come up again.
I feel like it was a really simple name, like Bob or Ben.
It wouldn't be those, but it was a simple name. I will find it, no matter.
No, it's Benny. Benny's gun shop.
Benny.
Benny.
Benny?
Benny!
Couple Bennies.
Don't miss a rings.
Alright.
Smarter than
Where
your
I-
average Benny.
Looks like we're on the wrong side. Looks like I have all the hard sides. Looks like you're on the wrong side of the stage. Sorry.
So, yeah, you're able to find these two places, and looking through them, you find that in your sort of email digital correspondence with Benny, that he has enough silencers for each of you to have like your weaponry silenced. Though you're hoping that what he has will fit your weapons. He certainly seems to think so, but then again, he sold the princess a gigantic box of junk, so
Well, anything that doesn't work completely right, I'm sure H can make modifications to
yeah.
I can certainly give it a shot.
get them sorted.
Can I just ask, strikers and the stun batons, so basically like electric knuckle dusters, I'm guessing they don't make that much noise? A bit of a fizz or a pop or something?
They're not like a gunshot, like,
Sure.
you'll hear it if you're in, the same room, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't hear it all throughout the station, I think.
Should be okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
My weapons are silenced already, so I got them when I got my.
Get you.
Well, I got them when I got my. Other
Okay.
I remembers. How much is that gonna cost us?
But for all your weapons, that'll be 400 units.
It's not too bad.
Does everyone have a stun baton kind of thing in case we have to use one?
I already do. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna pay for the silencers for everybody.
Are you generous of you?
I have 2 stun batons already.
I do not have any. But I do have spells.
Okay.
Would you like some?
I'll claim one if they're going.
I think they're really cheap.
They're cheap and good.
So is that 1 for Kira and 1 for H?
I
One
have
more.
one.
Oh, you have 1. Okay,
I
H.
just remember when we went to the Pirate Queen's place.
Doc, do you want 1 or 2?
2.
2. Cool. What does that total up to?
3?
I understand I meant like cash-wise. I can count to 3.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Sorry.
it's okay. So for those, that will run you 30 units.
I'm
Sweet.
not buying those this time.
I could just
I
take them
got
out of the
it.
party fund. No? Okay. Cool. Captain's gift.
Is there
Do we
anything-
want... I'm just saying we have eggs. She might want something, though she could kick everybody's ass anyway. But we also have Penfold, who has the shank.
Mm-hmm.
But we could make an electrified shank. If you want. Stun shank.
That would be mean. That would be like a reverse defibrillator.
It's also only level 2. So,
Or we could stay on the ship.
yes.
Just keep things level.
I mean,
Couldn't he stay on the ship to like?
he might stay on the ship.
He should stay on the ship to like stay there and fly it for like when we're dragging everybody back barely alive.
Yep.
Can we get like a baby gate for the umbilical so we can't get over?
Please.
Please. Okay, so who's staying? Just to make sure everything goes completely
But
fine.
he does need a weapon to defend the ship in case.
Very well. I will stay and defend the ship.
Do you have a spare gun, Dem, you can give him, or do we need to get him something?
Do I have a spare gun?
Which one of your children do you want to part with right now?
Well,
I have
I
the acid
got-
hand cannon I'm not using.
I have some concern for like giving Penfold a gun at all. The acid hand cannon sounds very dangerous.
well, I'm gonna be using my hand cannon and my machine pistol, and so I got my bolt rifle to spare. But I don't think you could handle a kickback on it.
I will take the bolt rifle, please.
Can you handle that, little man?
Why don't you hand it over and we will find out?
Oh, well,
Dear.
all right then. Let me just. Yep. Okay. She hands over the bolt rifle.
He carries it, like, teeters and stumbles a little bit before kind of steadying himself and holding it pointed at the sky. Yes, I like this. And he turns to walk away. Like,
It looks good on you.
And O just like calls to him. I don't have to remind you not to shoot that at the ship, right? It's the only thing between you and space.
Sir, I am a qualified mechanic. And while I may have the face of a small animal, I do in fact have the intellect of a human far more intelligent than yourself. And he gives you a wink.
I'm not threatened, so he just smiles back. Your funeral, and turns back to the conversation.
So, stealth suits, because you roll a nat 20, you can find those as well. So, for 3 others of those, it's going to run you 1350. 1,350 units.
I got it.
There you go. And any other gear you wish for, you can look through now. Everyone still has their link to the dock and everything. Yeah. And you'll
Yeah.
access it.
Kira, or not Kira, damn it. Demi is gonna ask the doc if there's like something we should get to get Boone moving if he's hurt real bad. Maybe we need to get ourselves some adrenaline. Is that something you got in your kits?
Let's see here. Adrenaline. Oh, fight juice?
Yeah, something you stick it in and gets
Yeah.
it moving.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, you like definitely a stim pack as well, or one of those herpes systems things.
Even if it's not needed, I'm gonna take the needle and stab it into his heart.
He is not looking forward to that, I suppose.
You won't even know what hit him, man.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna need it. To be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, like those yeah, like I say, like the herpes things have all that stuff in them as well, but it's automated, so it might be something to get.
Yeah. How much will that run?
They're 500 a go.
I'll pick up.
And that will like fix your spacesuit if your spacesuit gets ripped, it'll fix it. If you need healing and first aid, it will pick you up. It'll basically cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
You see what you have to do is apply a lot of pressure so it breaks breastplate, all in one swift motion. You see, like, what up?
Jesus Christ.
Would it be smart for us to? Would it be smart for us to have one for each of us?
It's not a bad thing to have, definitely.
Yeah.
Is that something we can afford?
I can get
Be another 2,000 for everyone to have one.
Well, we wouldn't want one.
2,500 total if we get
Yeah.
one for Boone.
Yeah.
I'll take care of mine and Boone's. How much for like a spacesuit?
Just the standard spacesuit's 100 units.
Okay, I'll get him a spare just in case.
Do we have like the equivalent of like a bag of holding type item where we can like basically stick the stuff in there and like have it like
I
compressed
can
down?
make one with one of my infusions.
The herpes units are like the size of a
That
toy
little-
car.
Well, I just want to make sure like carrying a spacesuit and shit like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know what they come in and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean the spacesuit, like,
I'm looking like just like if the umbilical is breached, he'll be able to make it through the thing.
That's wise. But
Or breathing,
I also,
yeah, breathing
I
mask
don't
maybe,
want
would that be
I don't
better?
want
Yeah.
I don't want a bunch of gear weighing us down as we're trying to stealth through this ship. Is what I'm trying to say.
It could be something that we just leave in the umbilical. Maybe.
But
Yeah.
if it's breached, he's got to get to it.
True.
Yeah, I mean you could leave it on in the toilet effectively,
Yeah,
and you could
yeah.
just get dressed and then go through the umbilical if it's
Yeah.
all damaged or whatever, if necessary.
Would a like breathing unit that would like last long enough to get through an umbilical be like smaller and cheaper?
yeah, if it was just breathing, yeah, for sure. like that, because the thing is, spacesuit gives him like that sort of pressure protection as well.
Yeah, he won't need that.
Yeah, but if you just want like a little like mini oxygen tank thing, that's like 10 units, and you can fit it in your pocket.
Done.
So we still have what, 1,500 of. We still have 3 defibs we need to get for the herpes.
Yeah, that would be 1,500.
Yeah, we give everybody herpes.
Yeah, 500 for everybody else.
Okay. I'm going to take it from one of the stocks of units that I have left. And I'll get one of those.
So
Whack it on.
Sorry,
so
I'm just
on my
giggling because I'm putting herpes on my character sheet in my inventory.
Homeostasis and external repair and personal emergency system.
Yeah, sure.
In the
It's not
notes, I
like
put the
her-
full thing.
Thank you. A man of quality.
And I do have Demi. Damn it, Jade. Sorry. Kira it's a name that I would give one of my characters. I keep trying to call myself Kira. It's not your fault. It's me. I'm being dumb. But I have some of the sense spray stuff too for bullet fixins as well. And then I have 2 more ice mines and my insurance pistol.
So I'm paying
People sign on the dotted
1,000
line.
units to get those personal defib things, or did you?
I bought mine for 500, so
So I have 1,000 left to buy, right? So that's 2 of them.
Yeah.
yes. If H is not going to chip in.
I can absolutely chip in. You tell me how much to chip in, I'll chip that in, brother.
Fire!
500.
units, and you get helpful nanobots. Doc, can you spend 500 units?
I can spend 500 units.
Cool. So
Or have you
Captain,
spent it
just
all
buy
on
your
tea
own.
already?
Woo! I think we're done prepared as much as we can get prepared.
Health suits. We could only buy 3 more. So if Kira and H and the Doc have one, and I'll go without.
How much were the stealth suits by themselves? I'm sorry. I didn't write that down because I already had one.
They were 1,350 altogether,
I got that.
and Kira bought that. But I'm just saying that you guys have it, and I'll go without.
Okay.
Oh, weren't they 1,300 altogether, including yours?
He said 3 specifically.
Yeah, they're
Oh, for
450
free.
units
I
each.
see. I misunderstood.
I think there was only 3 in stock, so one of us misses out, and I feel I'm the sneakiest /
Yeah.
stealthiest.
Yeah, let me-
So everyone else get advantage, and I'll go alone.
Um,
You just needed something shadowy.
what I
Don't
will
worry, I'll bring a
say,
flashlight. Just do a shadow puppet on the wall for Orson to teleport.
And everybody has a comm unit and everything like that, right?
Everyone already had. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all
Yeah.
had a com.
what I will say is you guys had mentioned, I don't know if this is still the plan or whatever, mentioned blowing up the Euclid.
Only we had a substance that would help us do that.
Naterium 2.
Naterium.
I've been here the whole time.
I don't think that we need to worry about. Excuse me, I don't think we need to worry about blowing up the entirety of the Euclid. But if we just make sure that science wing gets a nice big hole blown in it.
Yeah, I don't remember so much what we were going to blow up and what we weren't, but
It all sort of
seems like a
blends
lot
together.
of people to kill.
I think it's not so much that we're trying to kill people, but just trying to make sure that research gets.
Sure. If you blow the research, that's all good. If we should try not breach the entire station.
Yeah.
It's probably like some innocent people working in cargo bay or something.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Orson. I think just a couple of little flash nautirium.
Nautirium too. Surprising.
A little couple of nautirium surprises near the computer banks, and
We should try to get whatever information we can so we can get it to the proper authorities. Because
I mean, who are the proper authorities there, ma'am?
We'll find some. That's the next arc.
we'll find someone to give it to. But here's the thing: he's been making reports. So if we just simply destroy the information, they can recreate this experiment pretty easily. So if we get some of our friends to,
Just
whatever.
remember that will take some time. It took Orson a while getting the stuff off of the one ship.
See how much time we've got.
We'll get what we can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right then.
Is that Andrew? Do you want any fancy weaponry, ammunition, grenades,
This is it, man.
anything?
Big
Or are you
one.
happy with your
Grenades.
handgun?
Okay,
Right.
mate. So, Andrew, grenades. You got 4 choices. Frags, which are your standard. You got stun grenades, flashbangs, and remote charges, which are either timed or like set and press a button, and they're like a remote charge is like blows up, a ship, whereas a frag grenade is like thrown to a group of enemies.
Frag.
Frag, how many do you want? 10 units a pop.
Oh, it's- checks his pocket space. 15.
15. Okay. 150 units there. Do you want any special weaponry? Pistols, rifles, rocket
Can he
launchers.
get a gun that shoots clamps from afar?
Oh, that would be just
A dragon clamper.
Is there such thing? Is that real?
Currently there is not, but maybe if you ask H and Penfold really nicely. In the
It's like a
downtime they
taser
can knock
gun,
something.
but it's just a clamp.
Does
It's like a
1d4
railgun,
minus
it has,
4
like,
damage.
2 lines of magnets, and it just fires magnetically launched clamps at people.
I'll take a rifle if there's no clamp gun.
Yeah, so there's kind of rocket launcher type things. Carbine rifle is like your like quite a big one, or there's like just a standard like laser rifle that's kind of your assault rifle, M16 type dealio.
Yeah, I'm 16.
Okay, so that's another 60 or 50 units, sorry, and it will do a D10.
Is this like a vending machine, or am I talking to a person?
No, you're buying stuff in advance to
We're
pick up.
shopping on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I mean, I
Clicking
wasn't
to
gonna
select.
add.
Standard rifle for
Yeah.
Laser rifle, yeah.
laser rifle for what is it? 150 units at the moment.
50.
50
Hey.
units. Cool.
Rob, due to Demi's military background, how many of them charged or remote charges would it take to take out the science level?
To blow
Sorry,
the
guys, I got an AFK.
no worries, mate. To blow the whole level.
Mm-hmm. Not counting any of our Niterium as backup.
Yeah, without any Niterium, 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 charges. I mean, not Niterium.
Yeah.
2. Sorry,
Yeah. Oh, 2 charges?
yeah.
With Niterium?
With Niterium, you need half a charge.
I'll go ahead.
In other
and pick
words, you can use like a grenade or a match or a charge.
up. Okay.
Or if you look
Just
at it funny.
breathe too heavily.
Yeah.
Do we have enough Niterium left to do that?
Yes, you got plenty of Niterium too.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get a remote thing just so that we can have the remote detonation
Sure.
of the Nautirium.
That's another cool fitty.
Cool 50?
Mm-hmm.
All
So
right.
you've got a remote charge for 50 units to
Yeah.
detonate our little
And
stockpile
you
of
can
Nautirium.
choose. You can
Yes,
choose
sir.
for that to be either on a timer or a remote detonation. The remote detonation works from very, very far away. So
Good to know.
I bring attention to the potential night vision goggles people may
I have one.
want.
How much?
They are 75 units each.
I will pick myself up a set of those if I may.
I will also grab a set because they're there.
If we-
That's like the link I sent, and they're like cool injections into your eyeballs that make you see in the dark.
oof.
So it's so damn painful, but also so damn futuristic at the
Yeah.
same time.
Such cyberpunk.
That's the future. They would have read that way to make it not painful.
Yes, they would have. But it was actual news that I put into the group that apparently there's
Oh right.
potential injections you can get to make yourself see better in the dark using nanobots or something. I'm guessing we just pick one up for dark as well.
It's 75. But
25
some-
units each.
All right.
I double check what the night goggles do, so I can throw it in the description.
Gives you night vision.
Yeah, gives you, dark-
120 feet dark vision.
Dark vision 100.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think as we're all prepared, we'll take a quick 5 while Andrew's away, and then we can jump back to like having jumped forward in time to where you're picking up your stuff.
There's one thing H wants to do.
Yeah.
She wants to have a rummage through the box that she got from Benny the first time. See if she can find something that would be a good core for her homunculus servant that she can infuse.
Okay. Roll me a d10.
7.
Okay, wouldn't you know it? There is a battered old like battery core, but it's there, and do grand. Just needs a bit of fixing up, a little bit of tuning.
Perfect.
All right. Well, I'll be right back, guys.
Be right back.
Hello?
Everybody took a break, as you.
Yes.
Ah,
I would suggest, Andrew, have you already got dark vision as a part orc? That's what you're based on, right?
yeah.
Okay. Other people bought some night vision goggles, in case we turn
Nah,
out the lights.
I won't need that.
Okay.
Well then, I am going to listen to a song until everybody gets back.
I like that we're going into this a little more planned than we originally were. We were just like, yeah, let's just blow a hole in it. And now we're like, no, let's actually sit down and think about the things that we could use to be stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like stealth suits and silencers and stun batons.
Professionals.
Yeah. Because our plan originally was just blow a hole in it.
Pretty much. I think we were just riding high off the fight that we had and stuff, so.
Maybe. It's also towards the end of the session, and I think I had been drinking.
To be honest, probably your character would have been as well, so.
Probably, yeah. I was just getting into character.
Oh, absolutely.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Sorry about that.
Hello?
Took a little longer than I was anticipating. Do we have a Liam?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, you
A
do.
Lammy?
Yep.
Alright. Well, yeah, we will have a little time skip to, a few days to basically you guys getting to first century. So is there anything everyone would like to do in the intervening time?
I'ma keep trying to decrypt the ESB stuff.
Okay, give me a roll.
Systems, correct?
Yes.
That is a 23. No, 22, sorry.
Okay, you have done it.
Yeah.
Lore drop incoming. So you basically are able to kind of crack the what's it called?
Algorithm?
Encryption is the word I was
There you
looking
go.
for. But yes, and the entire works are laid bare for you. So here is what you find. And I can copy and paste this word for word for your notes and stuff, Dan, if that's helpful. 52 years ago, Project Hecate began. A scientist named Dr. Maura Teed discovered an alternate plane that overlapped with ours. She called the plane Nixos, and it is constructed entirely of energy, with matter being nearly non-existent there. When we jump to hyperspace, we use energy pulled from Nixos to propel our craft forward, though this phenomenon was unknown at the time of when hyperspace first began being used. Teed found that this energy could be bound to individuals, giving them the ability to move faster, jump long distances, conjure burning flames, and even allowed for increased mental and muscular development. The only problem was that many of the test subjects they tried to do this to died, and it was quickly realized that only very specific individuals could withstand being permanently fused to Nixos. Some would be granted powers based on the energy in Nixos, and some would be granted powers based on the absence of that energy. For in Nixos, obviously energy is either is or is not, and so both functions can be achieved. That is why you have people with different abilities. As a result, stage 1 of Project Hecate was put in place, and the galaxy was trawled for likely individuals. These individuals were removed from their families, fused with Nixos, and left to train and develop in labs. Some people naturally have this binding to Nixos due to birth within proximity of a Nixos tear, which, as you can imagine, is a sort of rend between our world and Nixos. These people give off an aura which can be read by other infused individuals, as well as several machines operated by the ESB. And that is pretty much all the info.
H would share this with the group. It'd probably, Captain, you want to come take a look at this?
Alright. And like when she's finished reading it, she'll just be like, well, going on for 52 years, right?
That's what it says here.
How many people like X6 do you think are out there?
Can H do that maths? Because I can't.
I don't think it's really math that you can do.
Yeah, it's not really a maths thing. You've not really got any clue. though X6 is will tell you there's
Depends on how determined
May-
the ESD are, I suppose.
there's maybe half a dozen on the Euclid.
No.
And how
The
old is
people we're
how old
trying
is
to
she?
save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many questions there. Sorry. What was your question, Liam?
Mine was how old is X6? So I'm going to basically try and
Mid-20s.
reverse engineer it. Mid-20s, so assuming she began training as soon as she was born. Probably 2 generations. And if there's about half a dozen, that's 6, so that'd be about 12, but that's not a guarantee. That's just...
Again, that's not math. You're like applying
Yeah.
absolute math to something that has
an
like
abstract concept.
YouTube. Yeah. There's
Okay.
no way. Yeah, there's no way of guaranteeing
Without their specific
Exact-
research data that
Yeah.
literally says we have successfully had these many test subjects
Okay.
survive.
Yeah, because that's the other thing is like I can find people, but they have to have survived. And again, we don't have a timeline on when they made the discovery about some people of actually like finding people. They just started experimenting 52 years ago on trying to fuse it with people.
Plus, you also have this random outlier of the fact that there are people this occurs in naturally.
Like
Mhm.
our buddy Orson here, right?
Huh?
I don't think we've actually put that together.
I mean, I know we haven't exactly put that together, but they just put that in black and white. You got some people that can do lights from their hands, and then they say the opposite is possible. And our friend Orson likes the shadows.
Shadows.
You kind of looked at Orson, and Orson maybe has like some sort of elaborate sandwich or something he's made. And he's just like, oh.
It's a Dagwood.
I mean, it's possible.
I mean,
I'm not a scientist. I don't know all this.
yeah. Don't suppose you would know if you were born near a Nixos tear, would you, Orson?
He casts his mind back. Did he ever fall into a Nixos tear as a boy? Or...
Make a history check.
Okay.
With advantage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Zero.
I mean, he was a little tearaway, but
Hey!
I just rolled really well. I almost didn't want to roll really well. History 19.
Your parents always told this story about the day you were born, Orson. They said massive storm, bigger than they'd ever seen. Like cattle went missing, fences were ripped up. They thought the house was gonna cave in, and the sky was black, like real black, like the worst storm cloud you've ever seen. And there were flashes of bright white lightning. So they've never said there was a Nixos tear, but they've often talked about the insane weather the day you were born, and then the day after there was nothing. It was fine.
He like puts the sandwich down for a moment and thinks, and yeah, my folks said it was a big old storm day I was born. Like, buildings getting torn up and cattle going missing, and then the next day nothing at all. Got real dark.
Would you guys
And
be?
you never had any other kind of sorry.
That's all right.
Go ahead, Rob.
Okay. I was gonna ask if you guys would be like saying these things with X6 around or not. Would you have waited for her to go?
Assumed she wasn't there. So
Yeah, that's why
I mean
asked.
that's up to everyone else.
I mean, at some point in time,
everything's working,
we could bring her in if we needed to.
Well, it's just she'd have things to say if she was, but not if obviously if you have waited for her to go, so you could have this conversation privately first.
Yeah, let's have the conversation privately first, just
Okay.
because we need to be cautious and don't know who's going to betray us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she hasn't seen Orson's abilities, so no reason to introduce her
But
to him.
technically, this basically says that she can sense him, right?
True.
If you remember, she already did. I think the captain
yeah.
was there. I'm not sure about other people, but she was gawping at Orson almost every time he was in the room. So that might just be, his natural Orsonness.
I was going to say, that's
Yeah,
probably
that
a direct reaction for her.
could have been misunderstood.
Certainly
Sure.
was. I thought Orson was just making a new friend.
Well, it
Right.
doesn't appear that way.
I definitely think it was that out of character. Orson hasn't really decided either way.
I mean, well, now it kind of makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? The way she was gawking at you.
I mean, not necessarily.
I mean,
Orson does have a magnetic personality.
I mean, yeah.
You guys don't have really long memories, do you? So she wouldn't remember if there was a storm the day she was born either, because she didn't have. I'm assuming she didn't have parents to tell her stories.
Probably not.
She may not be one of them naturals either. I'm saying Orson is.
Yeah, because if Orson wasn't, he probably would have been born in or been in a lab, and I would hope he would have told us that by now.
Where's the trust, Captain?
I'm kidding. I had hoped that was obvious that I was kidding.
You see Orson do that little, pull at the neck of your shirt kind of thing. He kind of just gives you a big grin. He's thinking you're kidding. He's never said anything to the opposite of that, so. Can't do with them labs.
Yeah.
I think Orson's allergic
more
to
fun,
uniforms.
Yeah, and
Everything's all sterile.
by the looks of X, they'd want to cut these, and he rubs his hand through his hair. Luscious locks. That just ain't gonna happen.
Well, I don't know that there's necessarily too much we can do about this right now. It's just more information that we get to the people out there, right?
Yeah.
Just
This
something to keep in mind. Maybe Orson shouldn't go off on his own too far.
Is this Professor T?
No, where's the fun in that?
Well, if they're looking for these kinds of people, and all of the reports we've come across have been the people who have this Nexos energy rather than the absence of it, they might find you quite. What was it? A feller said, fascinating. I don't think you want to have that fella finding you fascinating.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
probably.
think he's gonna find anyone fascinating when we're done, but.
Ew.
I mean, that's the hope, but just on the off chance Orson would be a target more than the rest of us.
Yeah. Might be one of those kill the others, keep him alive kind of situations.
Mm-hmm.
This Professor Teed are they known, like in the wider world, the universe, whatever?
Make a history check.
Or what was that? Sorry.
History.
History check.
History is no. Oh, actually, it is. That is a. Oh lord. 23. That seems low.
Yeah, you've heard of her. She.
Him?
Her.
Is that not Talus?
Nope.
Maura Teed, he was asking about.
He was talking about the
Teed.
report.
Teed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so 22 years ago, in the year 1.257, Maura Teed, or there was this kind of big synthetics crash, where the price of all these synthetics used in like ships and space stuff, you know, in everything basically, like the price just crashed, and so the economy went to shit, and like loads of people left to go to the frontier, and it was a whole thing, massive financial fallout. And Maura Teed was at the forefront and was like quite kind of the public face of the ESB's creation of this new sort of synth alloy that replaced synthetics, and sort of helped to bring back around the what's it called, the economy. But the interesting thing about that was that this crash was 22 years ago, but she started Project Hecate 52 years ago, so 30 years prior. So she was working on this or synth alloy stuff, you know, after the inception of Project Hecate. But yeah, you've heard of her for that. Kind of mundane, but she's well respected.
It's related to this information as having received it from an accountant who was working on Watermouth Machiavel's ship, because there's no way she would have just known this, because I think she left her own planet fairly recently.
Okay. You can have an inspiration for including an accountant in your backstory.
Thank you. So it's possible this synthetic alloy is somehow connected to Nixus, or maybe maybe connecting straws and getting nowhere, but maybe she was released from the Nixos project at some point. I don't know if I'm adding two and two together and getting 56. These are just my thoughts.
Something happened. Can't just be a coincidence. I don't know if
So she
the
was-
answer's 56, but I mean,
Because she was working on Nixus for 30 years before the economic crash. That's a long time to go from researching on alternate universe to saving the economy.
I mean, maybe she wasn't getting anywhere with her research.
It's possible.
I mean, they do have a new boss now.
Picked up by someone else, or maybe he found her research.
He's a protege.
These are all thoughts that unfortunately don't really help us in the current situation.
Nope.
Was there anything special about the synth alloy that she brought in to replace the synthetic stuff? Maybe it's one and the same, and as in she was researching some alternate dimension shit. Maybe she found some alternate dimension alloy thing.
I mean, it's definitely just, you know.
Do I know that answer?
Yeah, you
I
know
don't know,
it's
I'm
a
just
strong
supposing.
material.
Oh, I was asking Rob.
Like, it's much of this ship that you're on will be made of it, or have components made of it. It's just a building material. Like, you know, it's made from synthetics and metals and that sort of thing. Like, it's not, you know, there's no weird otherworldly shit with it. It's a very boring, very practical construction
there's no
material.
like magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demi's kind of a bit of a dum-dum. I wasn't really expecting that to be an answer.
Mm-hmm. It's ghost synthetics.
I mean, you still have to be pretty clever to turn around a whole economy with a new wonder material.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't seem to have any connection to a previous research, I would go with the drop the project for whatever reason. But this is all speculation that's not helpful in our saving boon, is it?
Not especially. But, you know, what do we got left to do but navel gaze until we get there?
I think we need an
Okay.
insurance policy. If we go there and we don't manage to do what we're trying to do, we need to make sure that this information gets to the right people.
Were there any groups that were opposed to Moratid in that once you save the economy? Weird question, but I'm gonna go with it. If that information was readily available.
I am muted. Ha 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 ha. Not particularly. I mean, like, the HTL hates anything Estron does. And you know, lots of Frontiers people are pretty against Estron too. And it's like Estron isn't seen like, you know, the galactic Star Wars empire where it's, you know, they commit genocide and stuff. It's more seen like this just giant bureaucratic, like, Iron Triangle military industrial complex. Like, they sort of know that they're this just giant shady money machine that kind of runs everything, and everyone's sort of like, oh, fucking Estron, but are glad of, you know, the many benefits that having a gigantic space conglomerate running everything provides, you know? It's like how everyone kind of hates Amazon but still shops there because it's cheap and convenient.
Yeah. What about in like any fringe groups out in the frontier that might be like?
Yeah, like there's for sure, you know, people in the frontier who hate Estron, but I mean, if you want Estron hate, it's HTL that you want to go to. Everywhere else is generally kind of puts up with them.
Do we see anything in any of the stuff that we have that would lead us to like one group of like children being targeted, like they're specifically targeting like frontier kids or something like that to take them?
Yeah, for sure, pretty much exclusively targeting frontier children, because much easier to hide shady operations out in the frontier than it is
So I think
elsewhere.
these are the people that we want to get this information to. If something goes wrong with us.
Do you think Orson, in all his like street racing, well, not exactly street racing, but Badlands racing, and, you know, being a daredevil kind of stuff, like, does he know anything about like criminal elements or subversive elements on Wademi?
I would say so. I won't make
It might
you
be a
wrong.
place to start looking for rebel groups. If
I mean, Wademi is generally like, and you can sort of correct anything I'm saying here, Dan,
Sure.
if you fancy, but I kind of see it as like very rural, so there's not that much like organized crime, but there's definitely like neighboring planets where maybe you like would go to buy parts and stuff, or like, you know, illegal boosters or whatever it might be.
sure.
That are a bit more built up. and they probably have, a higher criminal element.
Yeah. Wademi is rural. I think I gave it like 3 big cities that had spaceports or something. It's certainly not like the place where this kind of stuff would be at its height, and I don't think it's that bad a place, but it would be a place to start for this finding a rebel group type thing. So, also to suggest, well, we do this and we get away scot-free. Maybe we go to Wademi and I can
Yeah, so
try
I mean, you would know,
work some
like,
connections.
like, in the frontier, you'll often see people like little sort of green circle badges, and that's generally just a sign of like supporting independence. It's what it's meant to refer to, but it's generally like anti-Estron, sort of wearing your heart on your sleeve, and you've definitely seen people wearing that in Wademi. Like, there's a lot of people who aren't okay with the kind of Estron machine. So, like, those kind of people would be a good place to start.
So, yeah, I will say basically what he said before, but I think we get away from this Godfrey. I think there's maybe some people we can track down on Wademi or nearby.
If we just set some kind of like care package up that if we don't check in and stop the transmission to somewhere in so many days, it goes to them, and it's this information.
You could leave it at like hidden at some coordinates and like schedule a message for like 2 days, and then cancel the message before it sends if you get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we set something like that up, guys?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Just to try just like bury it somewhere, and then try send the message to some of these green circle people.
Yeah, or just like drop it like in space somewhere, or send the message to a friend and ask them to contact the green circle people.
That's the problem. Like, I would look real grim if he has to get his family involved in doing this. So.
What about
Why don't you-
Katrina?
Abby.
Okay. Sorry?
Abby.
Or you could choose Abby if we trust her. But
I'm not sure we trust.
it's just the
Vin.
captain and
people we trust.
I had that discussion about avoiding everybody we care about.
Yeah.
So he's not offering his family to go do it, although they could.
I could.
What about your Captain Williams?
Yeah, I can send her a message.
Do it for 2 days though, or a couple of days, right? Might not
Yeah.
get sent.
Yeah, I mean, I'll I can record a message that gets sent out. And
Alright.
she'll get it to the right people.
Sure about this?
I mean, our other choices are
Leave it in the middle of nowhere.
or my friend, but I'm not so sure you could call them friend. But y'all don't seem
it'll-
interested in using depending on lore.
I mean, neither do you.
I mean, that's because, well, yeah. She
I
said
really
running
think
away.
I
Got
really
to go
think
into
if we give it to the lore, they're gonna use it themselves. And we're not
that
getting
was,
anybody out of a situation. We're getting more people into one.
that was my concern as well.
It goes to these green dot people. They might be able to use it to fuel some kind of resistance, or they'll know how to make it stop. I hope. I send this message to Jasmine. It'll be my final wishes, and she'll see it through.
All right then. Nothing left but the doing.
Indeed.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll see this through and it won't be necessary.
Yeah. Hopefully, it won't be necessary.
All right. So, you all.
All right. If we can get it all gathered up on one little data thing, get it all together,
Yeah.
make it look nice and neat and in
Yeah.
some kind of order. Make sure we have it all, everything.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll.
Is the plan to put that in somewhere in the frontier? Because currently you're on the inter-asset highway.
Yeah. I think the plan should be to put it somewhere in the frontier, otherwise someone else is going to find it or something like that. It will be more dangerous. And also that's much closer to the job we have to get done to do it, so less margin for error. Right?
Yeah, I agree. And then if, we make it through and we don't need the message, we can pick it up because we'll be nearby.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, you are able to pick up your things, no problem, from First Century. Is there anything else you'd like to do there? Or are we good to keep motoring on towards the end game?
We can keep motoring on, but
Blow it up as a distraction.
And Damien's gonna check her messages.
There's no message.
Like
All
Kira
right.
will record a message to Jasmine that basically says, "You got this. If you're reading, or if you've got this message, you know how that goes."
Oh, Browners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you continue your relatively lengthy journey down the inter-asset highway.
We're going to bring this stuff up to X? Sorry, you brought it up once.
I think we probably should. That's my vote anyway.
Sure. Bo has no issue with it.
Oh, that all the information is going to go to someone who's going to make use of it.
No,
No,
it was more the first bit with the Project
orc.
Hecate and stuff.
Yeah.
Got ya. Right. I wasn't sure. Apologies.
Don't have to.
Alright. Yeah, so you can kind of find X, like, a morning when you're all having breakfast or something. She's, like, in the intervening days, she's taken much better to you all and her life, sort of aboard the Gypsy. Like, she's a little bit less awkward, a little bit less uncomfortable. Still timid, but, coming out of her shell a little bit.
Alright, which one of us is gonna lay it out there?
That is the question.
I can talk to her.
I was gonna say you're probably the best choice.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't
you-
know all the signs and stuff, and you got the soft touch.
Maybe you guys
Let
just get.
me tell her.
I think he'll say that he'll tell her over the next couple of days or something, and then
Okay.
like basically for them to get a bit of space, because I imagine if everyone is in there,
Yeah.
it's probably quite intimidating
what
for
you
her.
are.
So yeah, so he'll sidle up to her at some point, in the kitchen or something like that, and be like, or in a room. I don't know where she's most comfortable. Where does she seem most comfortable?
I mean, yeah, she spends some time in the kitchen. She will just sort of sit where everyone is most of the time, but like off to one side so she can just sort of observe.
Say kitchen. We'll choose kitchen.
Yeah.
But like no one else is there, so there's no pressure, kind of thing. Is what he's aiming for, and he'll just like. So X. I get the feeling that you see something in me.
Yeah, she nods. Do you not see it in me?
Does he? Or has he not trained that part of him, or does he not have that ability
You don't
to see auras?
You don't see anything about her at the moment.
He kind of like looks away for a moment, and then looks back. No.
She kind of like furrows her brow a little bit and reaches out and like grabs one of your hands with both of hers. Not hard or anything. She just takes it and sort of like kind of holds it. Clasps her hands around yours, and she'll say, "Close your eyes."
Okay. Well.
Now, you need to focus on the feeling you get when you use your abilities. You know that feeling?
Yeah. I
Okay.
do.
And she'll sort of stay silent for 10 seconds. Open your eyes now. Make a wisdom check.
Oh boy. 17 plus 3, non-natural 20.
Nice. Yeah, so you open your eyes and you see like her eyes are like glowing like bright white.
That's new.
Not really. You just weren't looking properly before.
Yeah, I'm like that sometimes. And he kind of like relaxes against the kitchen.
And you can sort of blink it away so she looks normal again. But it's the kind of thing where you can start to get a sense of how one might be able to sort of sense it passively. Like every kind of now and then, like when the light catches her eyes right, you can see a flash of it. And then when you focus, you can find it again. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's something you can hone. And she sort of nods and says, "Well, it's a muscle like any other, I suppose." But I've never seen you before. And I didn't know they had anyone else. Not on the Euclid.
He like from his relaxing against the edge of the kitchen table or whatever, kitchen counter is like, they don't have me.
I can see that. Did you escape or?
No, born free.
But then, how are you infused?
His like grin is widening. Just me.
That's
Lucky, I guess.
yeah, I didn't know that was possible. And she kind of like looks like diagonally down, like focusing on like a chair leg or something. See, there's like quite a sort of conflicted, troubled expression on her face that's kind of quickly forming and becoming more and more sort of distraught almost.
Hey. And he kind of like waves his hand.
Yeah, she sort of like blinks and glances back up at you.
Universe is a big place. A lot of weird things happen.
Yeah, just if I'd been born the same, then well,
Hey, well,
it doesn't matter.
you know, give it like a week or two, and you're gonna be free too, along with all your folks. Long time coming. I know, but it's gonna
true.
happen.
But you're the first people I've really spoken to that weren't on the other side of a two-way mirror. You know? I had that stolen from me, and you know, I was put through horrible things. She kind of like rubs one of the scars on her stomach. But you have it without all that.
He kind of like, it's a kind of like a sympathetic kind of just exhalation of just like, I get it. Like I said, it's a big universe, a lot of weird things, and a lot of people get born into different places, different rungs on that ladder. We all have our own journeys. I have my own troubles, but you've had worse. But we're looking to even the playing field a little bit. Best we can do.
She
Hold on
looks
to
up.
each other.
She like, looks up at you with these sort of big doe eyes and nods. She kind of like forces herself to have a little smile, and she says, "Thank you, Orson. Will you help me? You know, afterwards, figure out what I'm supposed to do, and you know, I don't even know how to make a sandwich."
I can help with. But I certainly can help you with slightly more serious things too. There's a lot of space. We'll find a corner for you, if that's what you want, or you can help us. Whatever we're doing, but
Right now,
I'll tell you that.
no.
You go.
Right now, I'm not really sure what I want past fixing this.
I have a big secret. No one really knows.
You see her expression like immediately sort of brightens, like you've just sort of lifted a big weight off her chest, She beams at you and like kind of lunges forward and pulls you into a very strong, crushing hug.
While he's being hugged, like he's gonna be like, and anyone who tells you they do, probably lying.
Thank you, Orson. She just sort of lays her head against your chest for a moment.
He'll say, I can tell you one thing though, there are not many people like us. And that makes us special. And he is gonna open his hand, just his palm faced up, and he's gonna use minor illusion for like the first time in this campaign. He's gonna make like a kind of like swirly, like black hole, but maybe with slightly more storm elements, kind of reflecting that storm that birthed him. So, not many people can do that.
And she sort of has one arm still wrapped around your waist and is still kind of pressed against you. With her other hand, she like opens it and kind of creates the opposite, like a ball of like fire. It looks like a small sun, just burning, floating above her palm. And she kind of holds it up next to yours.
Now, I'm gonna make a sandwich, but well, you're gonna take the lead, and also we got some info you might want to know about.
Well, we can do both, right? She smiles and sort of pulls away. Faint, kind of rosy tinge to her cheeks.
And he's like starts getting out, you know, various sandwich elements.
Home baked bread, like super fatty yellow butter, all the trimmings.
Mm-hmm. Whatever we have kicking around. And he's gonna.
Mayo.
I was gonna mention mayo just for you, Liam, but I didn't want to bring up sore spots. And he's gonna say like, we learned a bit about the project you were part of, that Hecate, and you familiar with named Dr. Maura Teed?
Yes, I knew her.
Yeah. Apparently she started the whole thing.
She did, but well, it was sort of a side project for most of its life, and then Dr. Tallis came in and started to take over, and I was only 4 at the time when he came, and then well, he strangled Dr. Teed with a watch chain. I saw it happen, but he made me promise not to tell anyone.
And she lived. I guess she got out of there as quickly as she could.
She shakes her head and says, "No, she died then. I was 10 at the time. This was about trying to work out the maths in my head. 6 years after Tallis had started working on Project Hecate. It wasn't straight away.
She died 6 years later.
Yeah. So, from
That
what
was
you know,
before
so
the energy thing.
No, the synthetics crash was 22 years ago.
Okay.
Which, because she was 4 when he started working there 22 years ago. So basically, exactly when
Okay.
Maura Teed came out with the synthetics thing. And so what she's saying is basically like 4 years after that, or 6 years after the synthetics thing, he killed Maura Teed.
When she was 4.
No, he
In
joined
that
when she
strangle
was
attempt.
4.
Right.
So
Killed her when she was 10.
She's
It-
yeah,
With the watch chain strangle attempt then.
yeah.
Right.
So timeline is Maura Teed starts at 52 years ago. 26 years ago, X6 is born. 22 years ago, Maura Teed comes out with her synth alloy, and Talis starts working on Project Hecate. And then 6 years after that, 16 years ago, Talis strangled Maura Teed with his watch chain and killed her.
That happened 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's been in charge ever since.
Like, his face hardens a little as he's, getting out the butter or something, and that's a bad way to go. I didn't really know her, but I figured she was worth more than that. We'll make sure that her death wasn't for nothing.
Just remember, she started this. She wasn't as cruel as Talis, but she's the one who gave me my name and raised me in a lab. She looks away. I was happy when he did it, but he turned out to be much worse.
Right. Oh, fucking both.
That
They'll
kinda
both end up dead.
that kind of startles like a slight kind of giggle out of her, and she, that sort of nervous laugh.
Sorry,
And she,
I don't know that one.
I did not say your name. And she nods. And we'll sort of go back to making her somewhat lopsided sandwich.
I was picking up, and I was picking up slightly more, I don't know, mothery vibes. I know she said it wasn't as bad, but that's why I went that way initially. Like, sad story, but fuck 'em both, I guess.
That makes sense. And yeah, I think with that we can call scene there, make a sandwich, and discuss big things.
Okay.
It's a good sandwich. It's not a
Good
looker,
scene.
but tastes fucking fantastic.
Is that mostly what she had to say on the subject then? Nothing
Yeah,
else
that's
comes out of the sandwich.
that's
Okay.
pretty much all the pertinent information.
He will say to her, being up front, that you don't mind if I mention some of that to the folks while they're like eating sandwiches.
Of course not. It will help them, right?
I think so.
Okay.
But for now, enjoy your handiwork.
Thank you. She smiles again. Thanks for showing me. And she kind of gestures to the sandwich and takes a massive bite.
You're just starting on your journey. There is a lot more to teach.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
We'll fill the others in over time.
Yeah. Awesome. And so, we'll fast forward be a week and a bit before you guys arrive in the frontier. Your journey was pretty easy, no real worries, no having to stop. The Astron checkpoint had moved on, and you were able to kind of sneak around it, the areas that it could be, so you get into or out to the frontier without any worries. Are you going to find a place to drop off the stuff first?
That was the plan, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just a sort of like any old, like, random uninhabited moon will do, or is it like we want to find, a specific place?
Hopefully someplace that could be like out of the way a little bit.
Okay.
About. No, never mind.
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna suggest Boone's old hideout, but that's probably crawling with them. Oh, and that's where the station is. So
Yeah,
that was a dumb
Vinte is where the
suggestion.
station
That was
is.
a dumb suggestion. Ignore me.
Sure. Well, yeah, you can find like there's plenty of places, near infinite number of places, many of which are uninhabited. So you can certainly find like, a rock to bury it under on a moon in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Okay.
And with that, your journey takes you towards Vinter. As you approach, your view of the planet's surface is completely dominated by the Euclid. It's pretty beautiful, to be honest. If you go in for, if you like the look of space stations and ships and things, it is sort of modeled as like a very, very large sort of Star Destroyer sized ship, but sort of more, it's not this big flat wide thing. It's taller and sort of more trying to not use the word thick, but
Sleek.
yeah, has a more kind of streamlined look to it. These large like solar panel kind of appendages sticking out, angled towards the nearest star, and several flaps open, keeping it in place and providing cooling and that sort of thing to different systems. You can see that it's got a few ESB markings on it, and you can see the big word like Euclid kind of stenciled on the side, but it's designed to sort of look very like corporate and I guess it's the equivalent of a suit rather than or a better analogy is like a black Mercedes rather than a sports car. Like it's got that sort of corporate characterless sheen to it, how would you like to approach?
Stealthily.
Okay.
Yeah. The idea was to fly quietly up near a shitter, attach the umbilical cord, and cut us a hole in that tin can.
Indeed. Okay. Well, you can sort of fly near and then kind of give yourself like a boost and then shut down all systems to fly in, silently, as it were. That will take a noise piloting check from Orson there, if that's what you wish to do.
Yes, please.
Okay. Just going to use the inspiration before we even get started. That's now a 24. I did roll a 3, so.
Okay.
But now it's a 24.
Yeah, so you give the ship a nudge, and it begins taking off, or it begins moving in that direction. And as it approaches, you can give it like the slightest touch with the barest systems to get it kind of stopped in place. But so far, the ship hasn't responded, or the Euclid hasn't responded at all. As as you arrive at the third level, the place that, because I imagine you sort of have been able to apply your map to the ship's trajectory, so you can sort of tell where you plan to come at. So you can arrive there beside it without any disturbance from the Euclid.
Let me get her cut open.
I'm guessing I'm attempting to hold it steady, kind of thing. At this point.
Yeah, pretty much. But you can do that, no problem. You extend the umbilical system out. Works perfectly. Like, it's a little janky to have it sort of affixed to the side of the gypsy, but you can get it across. What's everyone like wearing? Are they in their stealth suits, presumably? Okay.
I don't have one, so I'll probably be in space. As long as the spacesuit, is all like sleek and futuristic and doesn't interrupt his stuff, he'll be in the spacesuit.
We got
sure.
you the most stylish spaceship suit we could, okay?
It's got a neon stripe down the side. It's green.
Yeah. Like a reflective tail strip or something.
It's the future. It's got to be neon green.
Everything's gotta be neon green in the future.
Just because your Slazer is neon green doesn't mean it needs to be.
This was established way before
Space.
this.
Yeah,
Everything's neon
the
green.
joke between neon green means space. Sci-fi. We can have our spacesuits on under our stealth suits.
Well, yeah. The stealth suits provide the same function.
Okay.
Okay.
Well then, hood up on the stealth suits. In the umbilical. I'm gonna be helping H get her get the Slazer on.
Okay.
Make us a door.
Yeah. Just give me a mechanics check.
With advantage, because I'm helping?
Yep.
That's gonna be nice and helpful. Oh, not terrible much though. That's only a 15.
15, yeah, that's fine. So you are able to sort of cut a big hole in the side of this thing, and you pull the door through so it doesn't clang, and you're like 2 feet off the ground in a very sleek, like black tile bathroom. The lights are off, but they flicker to life when they detect movement.
Gonna stash the spare suit in one of the stalls. Is the hole that we just cut just like in the middle of the wall?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Should we try and slot it back on? So that
Can
it
we?
looks totally normal?
I mean,
It's worth it. Can we?
I mean, not convincingly.
Okay, then it's not worth the time.
Okay. I thought it would be funny if the guy was just like chatting away and then he leaned on the wall and just collapsed.
We don't want that because it'll dislodge our umbilical if a slab falls into the other side. Right, so very, very sneaky.
Just make this quick.
doing
Okay.
anything.
Yeah. Do it nice and stealth-like. I'm gonna
Okay.
go to the door and listen.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
15.
15. You hear one set of footsteps walk past, and then like wait kind of 30 seconds, and then nothing else.
Okay. Open the door a bit and take a peek.
Okay. You look out into this kind of long, dark, kind of futuristic looking corridor. It's got like a long strip of sort of Estron blue, like all along the corridor at chest height, like in the walls. And it seems pretty empty for now. You can basically see, like, poking your head out that it's and you sort of remember from the map, it's kind of like a grid shape, so there's just like intercrossing or interlocking crossing corridors, like all along it basically.
It goes without saying that we grabbed our Naterium too.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
Okay, and I've got the remote charge set and ready or whatever. Not armed, but it's set basically.
Okay.
Is everybody ready? Demi looks towards the others, all like grim-faced, and she's definitely not used to stealth missions with a party.
Stealthy. Sneaky, sneaky.
H gives a big old nod.
Right.
Can I just, out of curiosity, how many doors are on this corridor that we're near? Do any of them say, you know, like store cupboard on them?
Like, are you heading out into the corridor?
I thought, like, okay. We were all ready to go. That's just what I'm going to be looking out for.
Okay.
In the attempt of going. Basically, my goal is to see if there is, you know, an out of order sign that I can put in front of the toilet so no one will go into them. And see the big hole in the wall.
That
Okay.
is very smart, Dan. This is why we bring you on these things. For these brilliant ideas.
If not, I'm going to have to make one up with minor illusion that has like an ESP logo on it. So that's what Olsen is looking out for.
Yeah, give me.
Maybe we could have made one I made an out of order sign, and we just.
A
Could
long
have.
week.
But if it's in crayon and like some of it's spelt wrongly, it's not going to
You know what I
look right.
mean.
I
We
know,
would've-
I know.
Yeah.
We could have tried to counterfeit one, but that was my thought just as we were here, that we should have done a sign. But it's better if it's real.
Yeah.
You said make an investigation check, maybe?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Do I have advantage? Other people
No.
look at... No? Okay.
I'll. It's a really good idea. You should have.
It's 11.
You can have my inspiration recap. My recap inspiration.
I mean,
It's.
you might need it.
It'll be fine.
Okay. With
You're gonna get one next
inspo...
turn anyway.
With investigation gone. With inspiration at 17.
Okay, yeah, you see a store cupboard off to one side, and kind of like popping your head in, you see like a few signs that would provide the function you desire.
Excellent. So yeah, as we all sneak out, basically, Orson just slowly, I imagine the door goes shh in a sci-fi way, and he takes a glance in and then quickly just like whips something out, takes a few steps back, and then like flicks it out with his wrist and puts it down. I don't know if it's a little hollow sign or something, how far in the future we are, but...
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so it's a little gizmo that he recognizes for some reason, pulls off a shelf and sticks to the door and then presses the button, and it like does the little hollow do not enter type out of order thing. There's like a little animatic of a person slipping on a bit of water
yeah.
that plays on a loop.
Well, I like the idea that it's like, this futuristic, super pristine, super high-tech looking out of order sign, but it just says Lou clogged the shitter.
God damn it, Lou.
It's programmable, so if you want,
So fucking Lou all the time.
fuck that Lou. Of course, in the montage, there'll be like us sneaking away, and then someone will go by, look at the sign, and go "fucking Lou," and then like carry on walking.
100%. For sure. Yeah. So you kind of you can hear like footsteps up and down the corridors, like around you. Not necessarily like coming towards you or anything, but you can tell this is like a busy place with people all over it. So stealth checks from everyone, please.
With advantage to the
for
stealth
those who are in the suits. Yes. 21.
17.
17.
18.
Okay. So you guys
Andrew?
oh yeah.
14.
No, boy.
Okay.
Did you roll with advantage, Andrew, from the stealth suit?
I did. It is
Okay.
much better than the 10 that I rolled.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, as you sort of creep along, you round a corner and you see two ESB Euclid security team members kind of standing, talking to one another. They both have these kind of large rifles in their hands and wear this sort of black, like, looks kind of like riot gear body armor with these sort of faceless, reflective black helmets. And they're just kind of like talking to each other in low tones. Don't seem to have noticed you yet, but they're directly in the path you need to get to.
They're around a corner.
Yeah.
Demi will hold up the line and signal, like, to point.
Oh, just like whispers to H at the back of the near the back of the line. I think that means 2.
Can we?
H's got absolutely no idea about military phrases.
No, exactly. So that maybe half guessing.
Hmm.
So, Kira will ready her stun baton.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to turn into Hitman, where we drag all of the unconscious corpses into the bathroom and hide them.
Steal the clothes.
That's why it's stun batons and not
Sure.
because the blood will get everywhere.
Like, how far away are they?
Like 20 feet.
20 feet?
No way around them. No alternate ways to like backtrack and.
What direction are they looking?
They're currently looking at each other, and they're standing opposite each other in the corridor. And no, there's not really any alternate ways around.
And we can't hear what they're saying because they're far too far away.
They're 20 feet, but they're just murmuring to each other.
Okay.
Did you watch the game of Spaceball last night? Yeah, that sort of thing.
Spaceball. See, some parts of the universe is called Spaceball. Sometimes they call it Lorian Spaceball. It's the whole thing.
Yeah. And then there's Flaw.
Sorry?
I was just gonna say, me and Kira can go up with stun batons and try and knock them to F out.
I'm just wondering. X is with us, right, for this infiltration?
Yeah.
What happens if you walk past those guards? Do they gonna like ask for your ID, or do they just see you as an operative? And
She looks very nervous. She's like pale, white as a sheet. She shakes her head. I'm not allowed out of my cell.
you're on a ship halfway across the universe.
Well, I suppose, but I'm not allowed to wander around.
Okay. Just thinking maybe you could look. And we could play with. It's okay. Stun batons it is then, I guess.
Okay, so who's going up?
Myself and Kira? Another stealth check?
Yes,
Can I be
please.
ready with 2 stun batons and being incredibly quick to follow up if needs be?
You may.
Cool.
This stealth check is 22.
25.
Okay, yeah. So you guys do the sort of Inglorious Bastards, like, run up, and before they notice, you may take your attacks.
Nice. Stun baton is just a save, though, isn't it? Or are we still hitting them with it?
No, it's a save, and if they fail, they take the damage and the stun. It's a DC 15 save.
Oh yes, yeah, you're correct. Sorry, Jade.
You cracking, I'm gonna be pissed.
Did you have disadvantage because she got a Kraken? She got him real good. She got him in the taint.
It was super effective.
You can if Dan says it's alright.
Sure.
Shit.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Dan.
So the other one, unfortunately, is going to be an 18.
Could
And the one that I was going for?
12. So that one is done.
Okay, can I use my second attack to try and follow up on Kira's?
Yep.
Oh, that's another save for him then.
Yeah, and he has disadvantage again because it's his second baton. That's a fail, an 11.
Phew. Knock them out while they're stunned?
All right. So you can do that.
Is there a place we can tuck them away? Another cupboard?
There's that storage
The
cupboard there.
bathroom.
Yeah.
No one's going in the bathroom.
Do you want to backtrack all
space
that
them.
farther? Yeah. Just somewhere close. Just
Yeah.
zip tie 'em and
There's a service cupboard.
yeah. Tie them up. Get them in
Do they
there.
have any walkie-talkies, identification, key
Yeah.
cards, anything like that?
They both
Yep,
have
yep,
ID
yep.
cards and communicator ear things.
I was going to suggest that, some of us could dress up if they were in our size.
Aren't you a little short to be an ESB guard?
It's not a bad idea. But do we want to take that time?
Yeah.
I mean, then 2 people can walk around, no problem, and you can also listen in
True.
to what
I'm
going
gonna
on.
be tucking in communicator earpiece so I can hear the chatter.
Yep. You hear like about every 5 minutes, everyone just runs through and checks in. You
I've
just
got
hear
about-
people listing off like their badge number basically.
Is there a
In
badge
sequence.
number on these two?
Yeah, on the cards.
Okay.
Lucky you heard them talk about sports balls, so you can mimic their accents.
Yeah.
Only fellow we got here is you, Orson. You in the docks. So.
But
In about five-
how was the sports ball last week? That's what they'll
In
sound
about
like.
5 minutes, y'all need. We got about 5 minutes before these two are noticed. We got about 5 minutes before these two are missed. We better get a shaken.
Yep.
Let's spread our wings.
Let's jam.
Okay, so you guys charge off again
Oh, Dan got that.
stealthily.
I did.
And you finally get onto the sort of corridor that has the cells on it. Walking up to the first, you can see that there's a like large sort of viewing panel slid closed in the window of this like black sort of synth alloy door.
Slide it open and take a peek.
Yeah. You look through the sort of hardened plexiglass type material, and you see like a pristine sort of black room inside. There's like a bed and a toilet that's the sort of like chrome stainless steel looking thing. And like a few books piled up on a little bedside table, like data pads and stuff. And you see like there's a maybe like 18-19-year-old young man like asleep in the bed facing away from you.
Does the key card we got off the security guard unlock the door?
Do you try it? Yes. There's a beep beep, and then the door clicks and opens.
I'll gesture to X6 and then go to the next one, letting familiar face.
Yeah.
These are the cells? Like X has confirmed these are the
Yeah,
cells?
she's
for her
nodding
people?
and like
Okay,
goes in
cool.
and begins to wake up that person.
I'm gonna go to the next cell and check.
Dimmy, you hear in your ear just 441, we've had your ID working on cell 1. What are you doing?
Look to Orson with kind of a try and make something up.
You just do that, take a step away, then hear that you're in spin round and just look to us.
Because you're a
Thanks.
dude. This was
You're using a fake voice the entire time. Like, not that he's saying this, but you're using a
Oh.
fake voice the entire time. But
okay,
he-
fine.
he- No, because I like this scene better. He's gonna step up like real close to you, so he can speak into the thing without taking it off your head. And he's gonna go.
And she'll like gesture 4411 or whatever the number was.
441.
Sure.
441.
441 reporting in. He's doing it the best impression he can
Yeah.
of the guy talking. Whoever was the relevant guard talking sports ball, he's trying that. He has some charisma. He's got 441 reporting in. Cell 1 requested new edition of and one of the books, like
Mm-hmm.
in the cell.
Sports Ball Illustrated Monthly.
Sure. So
Edition.
requested swimsuit edition of Sports Ball Illustrated Monthly.
Requisitions are not for another week.
This guy who like reported. Oh, I didn't really hear even who reported in because that was into Demi's ear. So he's going. Have you seen the swimsuit edition? He just like in a slightly lower voice.
No, but yeah, I heard. All right, fair enough. But save me that copy when he's done with it.
Okay, all yours. 441 out. And he's doing that like half an inch away from Demi's face,
Yeah.
and then he just like steps away.
Unbelievably uncomfortable.
Wide eyes and just like, how the fuck did that? You're a blessed son of a bitch. You know that was.
He just,
What was
like,
that,
shoots you
441?
with a smile. I can't-
Hey.
No, I'm kidding.
Right. Well, can't use key cards to open the cells anymore. H, you think we can figure a way to get the rest of them open without alerting higher ups?
I can certainly try and give it a shot.
You
She
can
said-
certainly try.
Systems?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't do that right. I'm gonna use my inspiration that I got for the accountant joke. That's fine. It didn't give me that much of a boost.
Aw.
18.
You can get it open after about 2 minutes.
Okay. Is that 2 minutes a door?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay. Gonna do the little peeky peeks. See if we can find Boone in one of these cells.
You look around all the cells, you don't see Boone. You do hear, like, a minute after the second door, just, 441, you still around the cells?
Damn it.
If you turn to him and give you the look again, he's just going to turn. I'm guessing it's loud enough for him to hear in the
okay.
proximity.
We do have
There's
another
two of them, yeah.
earpiece too. There's two
He
of them.
likes it much better this way, so he wouldn't
Well,
have
they,
asked
they
for the
can
other
tell
earpiece off camera,
they can
so-
tell whose mic it's coming from, we'll say. So he still has
Sure.
to speak through Demi's, but he can hear everything.
Okay. He steps up to Demi again and goes, "Yeah, not too far away. What's the problem?
What?
What?
Uh,
Pop?
What good?
Seen a strange anomaly on cell 4. Can you just check the door for us?
En route."
Thanks, man. You hear like the click of him muting again.
Hold on. Click this port.
Did you say
Yes,
cell
sir.
4?
Yes, he said cell 4.
At the next cell we tried, or is that with 4 cells down?
Next cell you tried, so I imagine there's 6
Okay.
cells, and so it's 1, 2, 3 on one side, 4, 5,
Sure.
6 on the other. So
Yeah.
4 is opposite 1.
Boone ain't in any of these.
It's probably in the lab. Like I
How
said,
Yeah, how far is the lab from here?
It's just up there and then right. Says maybe 20 seconds.
we're only gonna be able to play with these guys a few more times, so
Want me to go extract him, ma'am?
extract Boone.
Yeah.
And if he's not alone,
I'll take care of it.
I'll go with you.
She nods. Somebody needs to stay here with H to get the doors open.
I'll stay here.
Have you roused her friend yet? Like, or is that kind of if it took several minutes to like unlock things?
Yeah.
Has she explained the situation? So there's
She's-
like more than one super powerful dark ninja, like,
Yeah.
or light
So
ninja.
you see this like kind of young, bleary-eyed kid like standing, kind of frowning at you all. His head shaved, like sinewy muscle.
Are any of them particularly good at electronic stuff?
Is he? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, any of them.
No.
I'll text that if I have to. Maybe they could unlock the cells and join us.
She shakes her head. I don't think any of us would know how to do that.
Pretty pro prison if you teach the prisoners how to break it.
They don't have access to the outside.
Yeah, they're not meant to have access to these corridors either.
Alright. So, are you coming with us, or are you gonna...
I think H is gonna stay. It's whoever you want to stay
Just
with him.
asking. Like, Doc or Orson, which one are you coming with us and which one are you staying?
Okay.
Okay. Doc and Orson and X and H? No, Orson, H, and X here at the cells, and the rest of us going for Boone.
I mean, if you don't trust H being protected by an increasing number of...
That's what I'm saying, is that
That's
we
what I'm
leave
saying,
H
yeah,
with these
you.
guys.
Yeah, with Orson.
Wait, no, Orson comes with us. H is
Yeah.
the only one we leave behind.
That's what I was hinting at, basically.
Oh, okay.
That she's freeing more people to help her. But it's on H, really.
Yep.
Well, kind of on the captain, but also kind of on H if she's okay with that.
I'll look to H for any kind of indication that she's okay with staying with us.
Am I aware that there are 5-minute check-in intervals?
Yeah. Demi said it.
So I'd be able to save about 2
No, but
before they start.
you're not in any of the
Yeah.
security suits.
It's
It's up to us to bluff for as long as possible.
Yeah.
The more pertinent problem is they could tell when a door got opened, so they're gonna start
Yeah.
coming.
That's the thought.
You
So is
wanna...
the current idea H, X, and then whoever else she saves? Or just H and the Doc and whoever else she saves, or just H and whoever
That's
she
what we're
saves?
asking you, is like, are you okay being left with the experiments, or do you want someone else to stay with you?
I'd probably have someone here for support, just in case.
X will sort of step forward and say, "Well, if they can tell when you open the doors, why wait? Why not just
That's
use
what
the
I'm
ID?"
thinking. That's what I'm. Yeah, that's the other thing, is we could just boom, 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 boom,
Bloop,
boom.
bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. Give us like a minute or two, and then use the ID cards to get the rest of the door.
441, you arrived yet?
He steps up super close again. Almost.
Man, taking your sweet time, eh?
Well, you know, swimsuit edition and all.
Oh man, I can't wait.
I bet you can't. And he's gonna like step away with an increasing grin.
Yeah, Demi's got like
Demi.
just like super red face, and she's just, fuck. uh, yeah. So we need to get going now.
Okay. So, you one after another open all the cells. It doesn't take long at all, and X6 quickly explains to the others that it's an escape, and they all kind of seem keen. You see, the oldest looks to be a little younger than X6, and the youngest is about 15, with some variance around that, but most around like 17, 18, 19. All sleepy and innocent looking. And Orson, you're like catching their eyes. Like some of them have like bright white flashes, and some of them have bright black flashes in their eyes. You guys can hear like chatter going crazy in your ears.
Already on my way to the lab.
Yeah. We gotta go.
And you can hear that they're like sending people to the cells, and like like all units type thing. So
Close and lock the doors and let's go.
yeah, you can hear like footsteps and shouts and that kind of thing coming from around the corridors. You guys like sprint round the corner. Are you bringing the experiments with you, or are you sending them back to the ship?
Yeah, they gotta stay with us because we can't spare an escort, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't trust him not to steal my ship.
Penfold would shoot them.
Penfold would be overwhelmed.
The big fuck off gun.
I haven't looked into Penfold's eyes yet. He might have special powers.
The eyes of God.
You fucking trip.
The eyes of God.
Yeah, so you guys round the corner, and you see there's two more guards like standing, like pointing guns down the corridor. They were running and they're stopped. They're like panting heavily. Stop!
Gonna shoot him.
Yep.
Okay, initiative then, please.
Initiative. Okay, that's going to be a 20. What is my dex? 22.
Got a 24.
Awesome. 12 for
Oh,
Liam.
sorry. Are we doing initiative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also a little confused, but my
I thought you were just
Well-
like shooting them or something. Oh,
That's
okay.
why
I was, but he.
But they were
used
waiting for us.
initiative. Yeah, they
They
were
were
ready.
waiting for us.
19.
Yeah.
I got 19.
They knew something was up.
Andrew.
Oh,
I got a 70.
Ooh.
Nice.
while
What were
we're
you saying, Dan?
running, could I try and direct some of the guards in the wrong direction by shouting down the mic or something that I saw them go down the corridor we are not on?
Yeah, give me a performance check.
Sure.
I feel it's
Oh, I
finally
know.
time to make you make a performance check for all this
Thanks,
mess.
thanks, buddy.
No worries, my friend.
Very generous.
Ooh, that's not bad. 15.
15, okay.
I'm not a charisma character, I just have some charisma.
I'm not a charisma character, I'm just Orson.
I'm just awesome. Exactly. This is all natural, baby.
It's the
Oh,
equivalent
yeah.
of Ron Swanson handing him a permit that says I can do what I
I
want.
do what I want.
Yeah, you hear like some diverted chatter about like groups 2 and 3 moving to corridor B5 or whatever. You've diverted some of the attention away temporarily.
Yay.
Thug.
Kira, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm gonna take aim at one of them.
Go for it.
And that's going to be an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
How much is my sneak attack right now?
What level are we?
6.
6. It's 3.
Yeah.
$15 points of damage.
15 points.
Yep.
Okay. You see one of them takes a shot to the chest and like stumbles back, but is still holding their weapon strong.
That's my turn.
Okay, Dimmy.
Okay. What's their body armor look like?
Like sleek, black, powerful, good.
All right. I'm gonna try sharpshooter at first.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be
Which one is this on?
the one Kira hit.
Okay.
That will be a probably doesn't hit. 14.
Hits.
Oh, hits. Sweet. This is with the hand cannon as it goes choom. That will be
It has a silencer, so it goes. Choo.
yeah, that's right. It's more like a cough. That's 11 plus and an additional 10 for the sharpshooter for 21.
Ooh. Yeah. His head explodes.
Then I'm going to second attack, do the same thing, Great Weapon Master on the other guy. Same thing to hit.
Hits.
2 10s. This one's going to be not as good a damage, unfortunately. 5 plus 5, 20.
20. Okay, he's still up. He will like kind of stumble back and then like dive towards a sort of side bit, give himself half cover. And then you see him reach for a grenade, like pull the pin and throw it down the corridor towards you all. Constitution saving throw from everyone, please.
Oh boy.
I mean,
Managed to hit all of them?
I guess I wasn't gonna action surge, but okay.
Oh,
Oh, I
apologies.
have an offhand.
Oh
Actually.
yeah, take that first then.
Actually, this is also a 10 on the die. I didn't say sharpshooter at first, so up to you whether or not I get it.
No.
Nope. Okay. Uh, 5 plus 5 for another 10.
He is just still alive.
Fuck you. Okay.
Yeah. Con save from the squad, please. Plus X6.
17.
What about all our like space ninjas?
Yeah, they're making them as well.
Okay.
Oof.
Doesn't bode well.
Okay.
Do I have Indomitable?
X6? No, I think you have to be 9.
Fuck.
X6 and one of the others rolled a natural 1, but the others passed.
Okay, I got 14.
16.
Success.
Okay.
17.
Well-
Success. Fail, Dimmy. Dimmy, you are blinded until the end of your next turn, as is X6 and one of the other nerds. And you hear the guy like shouting, like, you know, under fire, help, 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 into his microphone, giving location. Orson.
Shame.
DM wouldn't let me have my.
Didn't say sharpshooter.
I didn't say it.
You did say it.
I didn't say it.
You did say it.
I didn't say it.
Can I, with my 45 movement speed, clear the distance?
Yeah, easy.
Is he looking like super rough?
Yeah, he's like coughing up blood.
Okay. So Orson like just basically appears next to him,
Huzzah.
next past his cover, and just be like, You shouldn't have said that. And he's just gonna straight punch, like, to the side of the guy's head, like, against the wall, and just...
Yeah.
Not aiming to, like, explode it, but basically just knock him clean. Clean out from that.
Yeah.
And he's gonna... Oops, sorry.
Give me your attack roll.
15 plus 7.
Hits.
Okay, he's not using one of the laser ammunitions, he's just gonna punch the dude. That is 7 damage.
Yeah, the dude's head just cracks sickeningly against the wall, and he slumps down.
I would just gonna attempt this. Basically, that was one punch knock. He catches the microphone before it hits the ground, and he just goes, "Scratch that." I can roll another performance if you want. Like, that's what he's going for. Just sowing some chaos. Natural 20.
Yes.
That's my boy.
Yeah. Mimics the guy's voice because he heard him speaking. I kind of want to put actor, get the actor feat now.
I love it.
Living up to this.
So you hear like the controller kind of come back and say like, confirm false alarm.
Fuck.
Is that like a is that usually like, you know, you
Yeah,
gotta
that's
do a
like
code or whatever?
no, it's like just are you sure basically?
Right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The easy way out. Good luck. He pulls the guy up by like the front of his
Flash.
thing so he can see the code on him because he didn't state his code, I guess, or maybe he heard it, and he'll say whatever
351.
number code. Sorry, what?
351.
51. And I would say, confirm false alarm.
351.
Understood.
Yeah,
False, and then you hear like him disseminating that message among the ranks.
No. It's like, oh no, like it's like the airborne 100, like it's like flash, and then they're supposed to say thunder.
Yeah, I was.
Oh god.
I had that moment of panic. Like, I have no idea.
I wouldn't do that to you on a natural 20, man.
I did roll a natural 20, so he was obviously flustered on the other end or something.
Yeah.
So he like drops, after having pulled the guy up to see his thing, and just drops the guy and like turns to the other and go, "I think I bought us some time."
Okay.
Oh.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah. So you run up to the lab, and you see there's like this huge set of doors, like panic doors almost, with these like giant like 2-foot diameter like circular nut or bolts that just like twist in and lock it closed. It's been like sealed from the outside or from the inside.
H, can you get us in?
I can try.
It's gonna take some time, definitely.
Is there an air duct or anything?
Perception check.
Is it locations anyway?
Yeah, you can make a systems as well later to make a start.
13.
No, you don't see any air ducts.
That is a 15.
15. Yeah, you're making a start, but it's slow going. The doors these are very sophisticated, top of the line doors. They're
It's gonna
probably
take too
worth, more than
Yeah. It's gonna take
more
too
than
long.
your ship.
See if you can find another way.
How okay. Then is there another entrance that we know of?
There's no other way in. X says, like, she looks kind of panicked, having
Alright.
her vision just return.
I'll turn to Captain Kira and go, "We make one." Tyrion too.
Do we have the dragon's laser on us?
You
Can
do?
we can we cut a hole
Yeah.
with the dragon's laser?
Alright, get the door open, we'll cover you guys.
Alright.
Doc? X? Let's cover him.
Gonna help H with the dragon's laser?
So you guys make a start on that. That'll be another mechanics check, H. And like in the meantime, there's basically you're at an intersection or like a T junction, So there's corridor left, right, and behind you, or ahead of you, that people will eventually be coming down.
I'm gonna hand a bandolier of the ice mine to Orson.
Thanks.
26.
26. Okay, yeah, you made a start. It's gonna take 3 rounds of combat to get through the door.
Am I helping H the entire time, or am I allowed to participate?
You would be helping the entire time because you're.
Okay.
I imagine you're like holding it to help steady it.
Yes.
Okay. 1 round goes by. What are you all doing for that round?
Just watching to make sure no one's coming through or anything.
Okay.
I am providing cover for H with my soldier ability. So she's gonna be considering like the dodge actions. So things are gonna have hit disadvantage to hit H.
Okay.
You said ice mines,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
not grenades. So where's the nearest entrance, exit, crossroads from where
So
we are?
you're like at a crossroads. So there's basically 3 corridors all conjoining or converging on your position. So you're at a T junction.
Okay.
So there's the corridor you just came down straight ahead, and then to the left and right there are 2 more corridors.
What is the action economy on deploying an ice mine?
I'll say, you can do them as a free action to deploy them in this situation. So you can
Okay.
set a few down because you're not in under duress, but in combat it's an action.
Right. Well, I have the multi-attack and the bonus action and stuff. So
Yeah.
he is going to run. Is there any sense of any noise coming from any direction where they might be coming from, or do I?
Yeah, you can hear several coming down each path, but you can definitely hear that there's a lot coming, or the closer coming from straight ahead of you.
Okay, and how long roughly are the corridors before they taken the turn?
You can see about 50 foot down each corridor.
About 50 foot down each corridor. Okay. It's free action. He's gonna say, I turn to Kira, and basically, you got left, and he'll hold up an ice mine. Because
Yeah.
you should be able to rush there, plant a mine, and then dash back, because it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
Cool. And then he'll turn to X6 and go, you got straight forward?
Yes.
And then he'll pass an ice mine to them, and then as it's his turn, he'll run to the right, and basically go 45, or he'll probably go about 30 down it. Maybe 40? No. But he will go as far as he can. 45.
Yeah.
Place the ice mine. 45 back again.
Nice.
Using his dash. And place the ice mine. So we now, hopefully on everyone's turn, if they beat the oncoming reinforcements type thing, they should place an ice mine.
Okay. So X6 will run and do her ice mine as well, and she gets it down.
So you need 90 foot of movement total to do that?
However far you want.
yeah.
Yes. You don't have to go as far if you didn't want to, but you can move swift.
No, because I have action that
bonus action, yeah.
Bonus action move, and my movement, so I can get 90 foot of movement in that and make that happen too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just as fast as Orson. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, he goes you.
Yeah.
He goes you quick. And I figured they come around the corner, and if the mine is 45 feet and the corridor is like 50, they basically come around and then just get hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much. See, do you have the stats of what those do?
The ice mines?
Yeah.
No, I've only used one on on X6 whenever we fought her. They're from Benny.
Yeah. I'm trying to find my list of Benny stuff. I think they are.
Covers 10 feet in ice. There were 4 of them.
Yeah. So they're not damaging. They're freeze in place. That's fine.
It takes out a guy for some
Yeah.
period of time.
Yeah.
Might
Absolutely.
as well use them now.
It will take out more than one guy.
Sweet.
Yeah. So the next round, you see the soldiers appear at the ends of the corridors. There are what appears to be 5 straight ahead and 5 on either side as well. 15 total. The ones that are like running straight ahead, you see like they one of them like steps on the mine and it just like erupts ice, coating the whole area, and you see ooh boy, you see 3 of them like frozen solid from like the waist down in ice, and like they drop their weapons and stuff, like they are immobilized currently. And then from the sides,
That was straight on. Okay.
yeah, success, fail, success, fail, fail, success. So another 3 froze,
Right or left?
and pardon?
Right or left?
Right, sorry sir.
Okay.
Success, 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 fail, success, fail. So only 2 on the left go down. So out of the 15, 8 of them are taken out by the ice mines. And you see like a couple like stop to kind of try and break their friends out. But mostly the shooting begins. We'll stick with the same initiative if people were cool with that. It just makes my life a little bit easier.
In that case, you need to add 5 to mine because I forgot about my alert feat.
Okay, then you're up first.
Am I still helping with the thing, or is that 3 rounds up?
No, that's been 1 round.
1 round? Okay. Then I'm helping H with the door. She has dodge.
Awesome. Kira.
Kira.
Jade.
Sorry, I was muted. I will take aim at one of the ones down the left corridor.
Sounds good.
Let's see. What do I want? I want the Kraken or the 19? I would take the Kraken. I need to do V6 for that. Points of damage.
23. All right. The one you hit is still up, but it doesn't look good.
It's my turn.
That wasn't one of the frozen ones, I assume.
No.
Yeah. Okay. There go. So, we're going to do frozen boys trying to make escapes. Okay. So you see two of them manage to break out, one straight ahead and one off to the left, but the others are still frozen solid and really regretting several of their life decisions. And then the rest shoot. So, shooting from the left, aiming at there's 3 shots coming. We'll say 2 at Kira and 1 at H, which will have disadvantage. And they all have pack tactics.
Mwah!
They're not within 5 feet.
Yeah, they're not within 5 feet of us. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Each other though.
Rules lawyer.
But he said it, so it's true.
No. No, they can have it, but pack tactics technically you need to be within 5 feet. But I guess he means
5
a
feet of the
version
creature.
pack
I thought it was
tactics.
5 feet of each other.
So-
No, that's fine.
Which is called robbery.
Squad tactics.
No. They
There you
squad
go. That's way better than what
they
I
just
said.
they just have pack tactics, so they don't get it. I misread pack tactics. That's all. I think I've done that before. That's fine.
I think so.
So a 21 and a 20 to hit Kira for the first guy.
You do
Ten-
have a shield, Kira?
Yeah.
If that helps.
Pack tactics is you have advantage on attack roll if one of your allies
Yeah,
is
I'm
within 5
reading it
feet of
now,
another
I see.
creature. But squad tactics is a good version. Strong, but good.
Mhm. Jade, think you're muted again. Do they hit?
Yeah, they both hit.
So you
Okay.
said you had a shield if you wanted.
And it works
What
just
only-
like the shield.
Yeah, it'd be an extra 5, so it'll only save you from one of them.
Yeah.
It's another 21. So 3 hits from the first two
Yep.
guys. Okie dokie. 4, 8, 18 damage from total.
Oh boy.
And then
Do I have any of my cool rogue features to help with that shit?
dodge, I
Uncanny Dodge is level 5, I think, or level 6, so you should have one of those. It's either the dex save one or the oops, you can't hit me one.
Yeah, this is the one that's like I can have one of those.
Cool. Do you have it? Sweet.
I do.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
I'm gonna dodge that in an uncanny fashion.
alrighty.
So the biggest one of those, I guess, would be
10.
so I get 5 back, right?
Yep. So 13 damage total. H, you stole a d20 from me, Dimmy, by having, or a natural 20
What?
from me. You stole a natural 20 by giving H
Wait,
the
what?
dodge action. Because I had disadvantage.
He's lagging super highly, but apparently he
sorry.
crit H, but because of your dodge.
Oh boy.
I mean, only if you ask nicely, but okay.
Am I sounding better now?
Yeah, we got the
You
gist
were?
of it.
I mean, you guys took a long time to respond there, so I think there might be some delay.
There is a bit of lag. Okay, we're just gonna pop right back.
Did you hit with the second shot?
No, just the first one.
Oh, there was 2 shots out going her way.
Yeah. They each get
Okay.
2 attacks.
I gotcha.
So the one that hit 4 damage to H.
What did he roll to hit?
Is a natural 16 with disadvantage.
Armor class 17.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but they get +2.
Just checking, just checking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Sorry.
I was checking to make sure it actually hit you.
Yeah. Okay. And then the straight ahead ones they're going to be shooting at X6. That's 6 attacks coming her way. Those ones miss.
Jeez.
Those ones miss. Holy shit! I haven't. That was 6 attacks, and not one of them was natural above 10. So you'll watch as she
dear.
basically.
Does she have deflect missiles?
She does, but that reduces damage, so they'd have to hit her
Does
first.
she just go like?
Yeah, she just matrix dodges.
Oh right. Yeah. She's just all like, whoo,
Yeah.
shoo.
Um,
Look, she's very bendy.
and then on the other side, the ones going for Orson, there are 2 that are shooting. That's going to be a 10. Is the high, and 16. Oh,
I
do we?
think Dan stepped away.
I'm back
His
now.
AC is 17.
Okay, so miss
Shooting at
again.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you?
All right.
They all tried to shoot X and they all missed, and then they all tried to shoot you and they all missed.
Okay.
Because
They're not
y'all are
very
just
good.
matrix dodging everywhere, parkouring off the wall.
Sorry.
The missed crit, missed H, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I have 55 speed, not 45. That was my
Jeez.
health. Oops.
So, really sorry, guys. I let time get away from me a bit. I have to be up pretty soon. I have to get up earlier now. So I'm gonna call it there, and then we'll jump back in media res next week.